7 workouts, 3 days, 38 divisions, and nearly 500 athletes have made their way through the desert to Tempe, Arizona. We're back inside Arizona State University for the second year of the Desert City Classic. Welcome to the Desert City Cool Down. I'm Lauren Khalil, and with a handful of games and semifinal athletes, we're already seeing tight races separated by just seconds. Elites started day one out at the NOCO pool stage with a little pump sesh before finishing the workout with a swim. Earlier today, I caught up with the 10-time CrossFit Games athlete, affiliate owner, and programmer of DCC, Scott Panchik, to take a look at what went into developing the workouts. Scott, it's great to have you back at Desert City Classic. You were here last year, but now you are in control programming these workouts for the athletes. 7 total.
Yes.
What was that like for you?
It was quite the experience, right? So being on the competitive side for so long, you dream up these workouts and you train for certain things and you're like, man, I'd love to see this or I'd love to see that. And you have all these ideas in your mind from all the years competing, and to be able to like sit down and say, okay, now let's put them onto paper, make it kind of fit all together. It's like poetry, like it needs to make sense, and there needs to be like a theme of the weekend. And it needs to be a challenging test.
Let's first take a look at workout number 1. We have benching with the dumbbells, we have rowers, but then you end the workout with a 250-meter swim.
Yes,
Oof.
absolutely.
Take me through like how you came up with that one.
Yeah, so when you traditionally see swimming workouts in the past, like a lot of the times it's paired with other monostructural movements, right? So it's like a long swim, and typically your longer swim, you see the same people that are good at running and biking long are the ones that traditionally do well. I wanted to pair it with something that involved a little more power and strength with the rower and the bench press, and we're gonna see like a good amount of time spent on both of them. It's meant to be pretty close to the same amount of time, so each one matters, and by us doing meters instead of calories, seconds start to matter too. Yeah.
Let's first, before we even get into the swimming portion, just looking at the pairing of rowing and bench press. That seems kind of like a pump sesh to me.
For sure.
That, what's gonna go through the body, and what are some of those athletes that are gonna fare well in the first part?
Yeah, so when you look at like a row, it is a movement very similar to swimming, right? You're using your lats, you're using your arms, you're using your legs. So very, very similar stimulus in a sense of what muscles it's going to tax. By getting the bench press in there at I would consider it a moderate load with a higher repetition, we're gonna get a lot of lactic acid build up in the arms and legs, and then we're gonna find out who can get in the water and be a proficient swimmer. And I think what you'll see is the proficient swimmers maybe struggling a little bit more with the high power output on the machine and the heavier dumbbells on the bench press, and then getting in that water and making up some time, versus some of our bigger, stronger athletes that may be the first ones off the rower and bench press, but maybe taking a little bit of time to get in that water because they're not quite as comfortable. I always say like muscle sinks. So
you're expecting to see some lane changes or leaderboard changes once they get to that final swim in the workout.
Yeah, we want to create a race, and we want to find not the best swimmer, not the best person on the bench press and row, but who is good at both of them. And I really tried to put that focus into a lot of the workouts this weekend. When I mentioned themes, like I think it's, when you look at back to like our history in the sport and benchmarks and how elegant they were written, right? You look at traditional workouts like Fran and Diane, and they're just, beautifully paired together with complementary movements, right? You got a heavy deadlift in Diane and handstand push-ups, high skill, and pull-ups and thrusters, and you don't traditionally see people that are great at both. They usually have one or the other that they're a little better at. So I wanted to carry that theme over into a lot of the things that we did this weekend, and we even finished the weekend with Ellen, which is a new benchmark that we saw released a few years ago.
Why only I say only, that's a lot of swimming for me, but
Yeah.
why only 250 meters when it comes to the swim? Why not
Yeah.
make them swim more in this workout?
Yeah, so we wanted the swim to take about the same amount of time as the bench and the row. We also wanted to think through what are the logistics of having athletes wet and getting on a bench press and sliding around. And for safety reasons, we felt it was best laid out in a manner where they complete all the bench and row prior to getting into the water. And then once they're in the water, they can rest or do whatever they need to along the way to ensure that it's a safe experience for everyone.
When you look at this workout, do you have any predictions or athlete styles that you'll see fare well in this one?
Oh, man, I think those that can stay steady on the row, I don't think it needs to be crazy fast. And breathing through each repetition on that bench press, because I do think the lactic acid is going to hit you somewhere in this workout, and it's going to hit you out of nowhere. So I'm excited to watch these athletes take on this event and see how they do.
Okay, and we'll have to see how you do, because you're going to be
Yes.
doing this one as well.
Hey, you got to practice what you preach. So I'm going to try to find one workout a day to hop in and just have some fun and enjoy the community and the experience. And that's the goal, right? It's, we're here to just bring our communities together and challenge ourselves and just, I don't know, bring back those grassroots to CrossFit.
Yeah, I love it. Well, Scott, thank you so much. We'll catch up with him in just a bit as we look at workouts number 2 and 3.